Hey traders, everything's looking pretty bullish on the global front today. So on global equities and stuff. So some things I'm looking at right here, right now. I think we got 3 days left here in the month, and I think they're wanting to do a back test, at least back test or close right here near our quarter pivot, and that's your white line right there. That's the 4607 area would be our quarter pivot. So at the very least, I think on the ESs here, they are trying to backtest that. And so we are slightly breaking out above this prior swing high already this morning. That just seems like a logical target to me early on this in today's session. So keep an eye on that. Global equities around the world seem to be bullish today. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Also, we'll go over the NQs real quick here. Things going on here in the NQs. I got two channels set up right here based off of the current trends and stuff. Okay, and so we broke down right here, and that kind of lines up this breakdown point. Uh, that kind of lines up between right here around the 50% fib retracement, and we are currently pushing out above that right here, right now in the NQs. So I'm not for sure what's going to happen here. This could be a very strong. This would normally be a strong digestive situation, in my opinion. But the issue that I've got going on here is that on our social media scanner, uh, there is tech all over the place on social media this morning. So there is talk about tech all over the place. So sentiment really looking fired up here for the technology space. So heads up on that. So heads up going into today. So bottom line is if they are trying to hold till the uh, 3 days, like I said, 3 trading days left in the month. If they are trying to also uh, get back up here to the quarter pivot on Qs, which is sold off quite a bit more than what the ESs have, you're looking a target here around the 1550 or 15550 15580 area, or 15600 area, something like that, possibly in the next 3 days. So just keep that in mind. If the board was not just completely lit up over here on the social media, I would not even think that would be a possibility. But what's going on here? We are above the midline on this channel. Going into the 61.8 to start the session. So a few things that I just want to float out there on the NQs this morning. And then I think what's really happening here on the Russell, it's the yield curves on the different time frames. A lot of them are in backwardation on the yield curves, and when that happens, it just completely that's very disruptive for the banking sector. And while the banking sector isn't really going down that much, it's not a driving force for our Russell. And currently, we are still trading red on the year, and that might all change as of today because we're getting awfully close to that. Uh, so just keep that in mind. We might be going back green for the year on the Russell, but we just want to keep this on watch here. But our quarter pivot is way up here at 2275. So we came into second quarter, or we came into January with 2275 being our, that's our bull bear cross. And we're well below that here on our Russell so far this morning. So some things that I'm really looking at here to keep my video short. Apple, which is not on my social media here, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in. See, Apple's not on here. We had bad news yesterday. They're cutting production, okay? And basically what they did in the pre-market on that news, they came down to our weekly pivot. And unfortunately, I actually tried to short this for a move back down to the weekly pivot yesterday. I didn't lose much of anything on it. I got shocked how strong this market was. So, I was up here shorting this, thinking we were going to come back all the way back down to the weekly pivot. That was my plan yesterday. It didn't work out. I got out way too early. Of course, I could have made some profit, but not near the profit that was my plan from yesterday, and it didn't really work out. But we are above our quarter pivot on Apple, so this is one of the more bullish the most bullish tech stocks out there, even on bad news. We're still in a really bullish scenario on Apple because you're above your quarter pivot. Not many tech stocks are above their quarter pivot, January quarter pivots, and we are that way here on Apple. So keep that in mind here. So other ones here on this, we got Tesla leading the board here, 2.6% on that yesterday stock split news. So look at this thing, 11,022 here. We are above our quarter pivot now, so this is really bullish. We crossed above the quarter pivot yesterday, and now we're continuing to move higher here. So basically, we crossed early on yesterday morning above our quarter pivot, and it's a continuation pattern going on here this morning on that one. So that one is the second really bullish one here we got going on here. And then on my TikTok charts, if I come down through here, so the airlines are doing a recovery today. NVIDIA be your next one. That'd be your TikTok names that I'm looking at here. Okay, so we are now above our quarter pivot on that one. We're just starting to break out. This one here could be really strong today. Keep in mind on NVIDIA, since we are above our quarter pivot, if that scenario is playing out, NVIDIA could be one of the leaders today, in my opinion. Heads up on that. Microsoft's down here on our social media thing this morning. Microsoft really strong. It was actually one of the leaders yesterday, early on yesterday morning. Now we are relative weakness on Microsoft below our quarter pivot. So this one here was helping lead us to the downside. So this one here is catching a relief rally. I'd much rather be on the bullish side, like NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple. Those are the three names that I think we should really focus on. Those are really nice. And Google's also on the Google is right at our quarter pivot here. So I don't try to trade these things right at the quarter pivot. So I would try to stay away from that one. Don't get me wrong. A lot of times they get that cross and it's just a rocket ship from there. So keep that one on watch. Personally, I don't trade them around the quarter pivot, and we are both coming into the quarter pivot. I see absolutely no reason why we're not going to at least tag our quarter pivot today at the 34.24 here on Amazon today. So Amazon looking really good for a tag of the quarter pivot here. So Microsoft, like I said, Microsoft not too likely that it's going to happen, but like I said, Google's probably going to do it today very easily here. Google's going to tag it again. It's already tagged it once. Okay, so that was this could be a cash session tag here of the quarter pivot today. Okay, that was an after hours tag before. So heads up on that. So Google and Amazon both look like they're going to run into that resistance area. And like I said, NVIDIA, in my opinion, looks the best right here. You can also go with AMD, even though it's not on the TikTok charts here. It has relative weakness here. So, I'm trying to stay away from these relative weakness. Any of these things above their quarter pivot here, I'm really keeping a really close eye on that because they will lead if we are breaking out to higher prices. I don't know for sure if that's going to be the case, but I want to stick on those leaders if this market is setting up for even higher prices on the tech. So, but like I said, here on the NQs where we are located, it is a very difficult area. We are above that 50% on my channel into where it has acted as resistance in the past. Okay, but we are, that resistance was valid because we were in this downtrend channel. Okay, we have broken out of that, so this resistance isn't quite as relevant as it was before. Okay, just keep that in mind here. It might take a few days. This might be it. We might just go sideways to finish our quarter right here. So sideways or lower. I don't know, but considering how close we are to so many quarter pivots, I think there is definite momentum there to be running portions of the tech industry to higher prices. Okay, so basically that's my quick dirty rundown here, and let's look at our ZNs real quick here, see what they're doing. I haven't even looked at them this morning, so we are going back down here, retesting lows, suggesting yields are going higher this morning. So keep that in mind. My ultimate target for a bounce was down here 120.03. So we might be doing that today. So 120.03, that is what I was considering a significant low target for a bounce, and so we're really not getting much participation for a relief rally on these yields. So down and around these areas, you're getting over the 2.5%. That is starting to get a little dangerous for the markets. Whenever you start getting above the 2.5%, 2.6%, the markets, the tech starts to get a little nervous. Okay, get a little skittish here. So keep a really close eye on these bonds. The fact that if we come into first here breaking down on these bonds again, that actually could mark a sell signal for tech. So, just because we're seeing some really good bullish sentiment right now, these bonds are these bonds are more important than what we're actually seeing, as important at least as what we're seeing here on the sentiment uh, uh, scanner. Okay, thanks a lot. Oh, please like my video and retweet it if you can on Twitter. And please leave comments below. If you're seeing stuff that I'm not seeing, I'd really appreciate it. Honestly, I was looking to go to the bullish side today until I saw these bonds. Now I'm a little bit more nervous. So, I'm actually starting to lean. If the bonds are doing what I think they're doing here, I think we're going to digest here. So be aware of that. See, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, the bonds are getting me a little concerned here, though, for today's session.